don't know me, I'm Cherish, and for those of you that do know me, welcome back to my channel. So this video is how my 2020 went and what I hope for 2021. So 2020, much like it has been for everybody else, was probably really rough. But me personally, it's been really rough since about 2018. There's just been so much happening, and I will talk about each and every event and trying to just briefly go through it. If there is a question or you guys want to hear more about a specific event that I talk about, do let me know, be it in my social medias, the links are down below, or comment here on YouTube. And I will try and make a video if everybody wants to see that. A specific event detail information video. So I wrote down everything because I am really bad at when I'm even on a camera or I'm in person, I will forget things that I want to say, and I will skip over things and then come back to it, and people will be so confused. So I decided to write it all down so I can kind of keep track, and I just will be looking down to kind of try and keep track. 2018 was the start of my really bad bout of years. Things did get kind of better, but then they've just gone down the hill. So in January, my one of my adopted grandmothers, she wound up passing away due to complications. She had previously, before that year, she had had two really bad ulcers in her stomach. She did get surgery to repair them, but I guess she just really got sick right after the surgery, about a couple weeks later, and passed away literally New Year's Day of 2018, and I didn't find out until like the 2nd or 3rd, and then we went to her funeral in February. They didn't want to have it in January just because I guess there was so much stuff going on, so they wound up having it in February. May of 2018 was the mark of 1 year that I was dating my now ex-boyfriend. June was the last time that we had wound up getting together. July was surprise get together, and we spent the whole day together. And unfortunately, July of 2018, one of our dogs wound up passing away. Pretty sad. And about 2 weeks later, we wound up welcoming Copper into our life. August, I only had texting with my boyfriend, but no seeing him. September, there was no contact and no phone or in person. October, I was ghosted. November, ghosted. December, ghosted. 2019. January of 2019, I was still ghosted by him. February, one of my adopted aunts passed away from a double lung pneumonia, and I was still being ghosted by my boyfriend, now ex. March, I was still ghosted by him. April, I was still ghosted by him. In May, we finally had contact, but I was bounced to a friend zone. June finally did better, and things were good between us. July, he canceled a meetup on me because I went camping. August, he contacted me through text, but there was no visual contact, like no get-togethers. September, I decided, because I was the one just contacting him and he wasn't really contacting much back in the beginning of August, and then like the middle of August, I kept texting him and he wasn't texting back. September, I decided to ghost him to see what would happen. The test failed. October, there was no contact, and I decided I wanted to break up with him, and due to my mental stasis, I had started Vlogmas, my first time ever, or Vlogoween that year. It was my first year. Last year was my first year doing Vlogoween, and I completely failed. I only managed to make 20 days because I had pre-filmed a couple videos that were supposed to take me up to at least 25, but they became, I guess they were just encrypted or something like that. Something happened to them where they didn't work and I couldn't use the footage anymore. And it was really hard for me to deal with, and I was already having a mental issue dealing with the situation between me and my now ex. My mental health had actually started to decline due to it. On the 31st of last year, which I will link that video, I realized that it did go up kind of late after the situation. But on the 31st, my grandma was hospitalized. We were actually in Disneyland on Halloween, and she wound up getting really bad and it was hospitalized. Was only hospitalized for about a day and a half. So November 2nd, my grandma wound up coming, or November 1st, my grandma wound up coming home. And then November 2nd, she wound up falling. The 8th, I had a family blow-up situation between me and adopted cousins. That issue has still never been resolved. I do want to release that video at some point, letting you guys know what happened. It has been over a year since that situation happened, and I just never talked about it, and I did kind of touch about it in the, I believe it was the Assumptions video where I was asked, or said, you know, that was the hardest video that I ever filmed, and I had told you guys that no, there's actually a video that was even harder than that one, and it's actually one that I have not even, gotten to yet. 9th through 12th of November, my grandmother was still in the hospital. The 17th through 18th, my grandma was in the hospital again. December 10th, my grandmother fell and was taken to the hospital, but got to come home the next day as they didn't see anything wrong with her. The 12th, she was hospitalized. December 28th, I got COVID. So January 3rd, my grandma fell due to an infection spread. But she didn't say anything. She just kind of wasn't doing well. The 15th, this is this year, so you guys know. So this is 2020, the bad year that never, started well. The bad year started pretty bad because it started bad back in October. So basically what started off last year in October on Halloween, for our family started off bad. The events that I described before that are what was bad for me personally, but these events from October are what was bad in our family that has made 2020 already such a bad year. And it was like a never-ending bad year. So, January 15th, my grandma went into the hospital due to an infection. The 25th, she came home only to fall. The 27th, she was back in the hospital. I was finally over COVID. I was finally better. Basically, on the 27th of January, I was finally better. February 2nd, my grandmother went into a hospital for issues again. The 9th, my mom told them that, this was February 2nd. February 2nd, she went to the hospital for some medical issues. The 9th, my mom said that she needed to go to rehab for her wound. She actually had a really bad wound on her foot, the top of her foot, and in between her two toes. On the 18th, she was supposed to be able to be coming home, but she was getting worse and she actually had a UTI. She needed more time there. The 26th of February, both me and my mother got the virus. The 28th of February, my mom actually was starting to feel better, but she still was sick. Only a couple days after 100% getting it, she was starting to feel better, but she still was sick. March 2nd, I went to urgent care, because I was not getting better. I actually was getting worse. On March 5th, my grandma came home. My mom was feeling much better. I was way worse. March 12th, I was actually starting to get better. March 17th, we lost our dog. Technically, it was the 16th. She passed away. So March 16th, she passed away. And the 15th, my adopted aunt's dog, that was like a cousin to me and a very big part of our life, he passed away as well. So they kind of passed away at the same time, but the 17th we replaced our Tinkerbell, who was 20 plus years old, and we have Ed now. So April 10th, I was actually finally better, so I literally finally was better, like only just before Easter. I finally was better. May 30th, our last adopted, my last adopted grandmother passed away due to complications with her health. We went to her funeral in June. And also in June, my mom's chinchilla passed away. So that actually marked for our family. 2 animals had passed away at this point. In July, my grandmother was back in the hospital again for 4 days. In August, my mom and my aunt's best friend, he was actually a work friend and then became a fellowship friend, or a fellowship sibling. He passed away due to a stroke. September 23rd, my rabbit, her health was seeming a little out of sorts. She was losing weight. She was very, light, but she also was not as like jump around bouncing as and crazy as she was. I just figured it was she was so hot. I don't know. But October 23rd of this year, she passed away. So this year we wound up losing 3 pets and also family members. November, just before Turkey Day, my dad got a UTI and he had bladder retention, which means that he was having trouble peeing. Because of the UTI, he was having issues. And just after Thanksgiving, he had a Foley catheter inserted. Basically, the beginning of December, beginning of this month, he had a Foley catheter inserted. And he is actually starting to do much better. He is probably going to permanently have the Foley catheter. Unfortunately, there is no going back from that. Now we get into the rougher stuff that is currently happening. So the 24th, my grandmother's health started declining. Actually, we don't exactly currently understand what is happening to her, but she just wasn't doing well. We chalked it up to she was really tired, but she started not doing well the day before Christmas. She actually wasn't doing well at all. So Christmas Eve, she actually was, she wasn't passing out, but she was near passing out towards bedtime. She was just not doing well. My mom actually went to go check on her, and she was sitting on the commode. She had been sitting on the commode for at least 40 minutes, just like staring. So it was really concerning. My mom quickly hurried up to get her into bed, and Christmas Day, she spent most of the day in the bed. And after me and my mom had had breakfast, my mom had fought with herself to actually go and get my grandmother up, but she did. And while my grandmother was just barely like out of bed and going to the commode to go get changed, she wound up falling out of her chair. So that was really, really bad. And I had to help my mom get her back into bed. We got her back into bed, and she has been staying in bed since Christmas Day. My mom did try again to allow her to come out the 27th of December, to which she fell again. So she has now fallen twice. Today is the 30th, but when you are seeing this, I have no idea when it'll be. It may be January already or even February. But my mom is going to be taking her today to, first she did contact her doctor yesterday, my grandmother's doctor, and try and get somebody to come and check out what's wrong with her. We don't know. It could be colitis is back. That is one of the reasons she fell, and was having situations in February because she had colitis. She quite possibly has it again. They are going to get blood work done on her and an assessment to see if she needs to stay in a hospital. She more than likely has to get x-rays. So I do know that probably in January there will be a touch basis to see where we're at. But as of right now, she is not better. She's just in a stasis. Yesterday I should say, the 29th. She was actually pretty weak and probably the worst that she's been, and she's just been in a bed. So it was really, really bad. We are really concerned for her, but we do hope that things get better for her. So 2021, I do hope and pray, is a much better year than 2020 has been. But like I said, for me personally, I have just had bad years starting with 2018. And it's just been nonstop. There have been good points and so many bad. 2021, I am just hoping brings something better. For me personally, I can say currently right now, when I think about my YouTube channel and where I am with that, it's good. It's good. But with everything else, no. My job is struggling very heavily. I haven't had any clients for my job since last year when stuff was happening with my grandmother's space being built and then her situation's happening. So my job was basically put on the back burner. I still am a part of Mary Kay, and I want to always be, and I want to have clients. But currently, I don't have anybody reaching out to me wanting to even buy from me. It is pretty sad for me just because I really do want to be a part of Mary Kay. No, I haven't been able to talk to any of the other girls from the company. I don't know why. I just can't bring myself to contact them and say what's going on. It's just been a lot, and it's been a rough battle for me, from one thing to the next, but it did help that I wasn't so focused on Mary Kay, because it brought light to my YouTube channel, and I'm extremely happy where I am with my YouTube channel. I'm very blessed to have each and every one of you that I have currently as part of our family, with the knowledge that January brings a new family name to us. I feel like it's the right change, and it's what we need, what I need most. Whether anybody else, a part of our family, is upset by it, I am really sorry if it does upset you that we are changing the family name, but it is just something I have to do. For myself to move forward, but it's also something I need to do because I feel like a part of me was neglecting the love that I have for Disney by not using a Disney name. It's just something personal I've been fighting with myself. And I finally made the decision back in October, and the change will start January 1st. So if this video does not come out before New Year's and it comes out after, I do want to wish you guys a very, very happy New Year, and I do hope that 2021 brings a lot more joy to you guys, as well as I'm hoping it will bring to our family as well. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next video.